friends, welcome back. And today we are going to talk about another underappreciated and little known found footage gem, House LLC, and its very recently released sequel, House LLC 2. Both of these films are from writer-director Stephen Cognetti, the first releasing back in 2015 and the second in October of this past year. The first film features a small group of young entrepreneurs as they take over a dilapidated hotel in hopes of turning it into the next big Halloween haunt. Little do they know that this place plays host to a dark past and holds a few skeletons of its own within its walls. I have to say that this was a film I did not expect to be great when I first saw it. Like I have said before, we live amongst a growing sea of, for lack of a better descriptor, trashy found footage films. So sifting through them all to find a few good Samaritans can turn even the most diehard fans a bit cynical. But I'm really glad I stuck this one out, because it definitely ranks high on my found footage list. The performances throughout this one are pretty great for the most part. There's one sequence in particular where a character experiences something that no one else sees, and no one else believes him. And his reaction to this situation is one of the most believable reactions I could have ever imagined. However, with the good does come the bad moments. The acting choices made during the interview sequences that are spliced throughout the film were just plain missteps. The way she chose to play this damaged and possibly mentally broken person that can't stay focused well just came off as poor acting. Overall, this actress's performance throughout the film wasn't great to begin with, so making her the inevitable focal point of the piece was a notable mistake. But I was easily able to let my grievances with this aspect slip away, because this film is chock full of perfectly executed scares and highly tense moments. Scattered throughout the piece are very well-placed figures and hidden entities that the film pays no attention to at all. The filmmakers chose to leave them with no real attention drawn to them, so that if you notice them, it makes it that much scarier. There was definitely a buried occult aesthetic in this film that I enjoyed quite a bit. It was masked very well by the overall haunting aspect, and the layers were peeled back slowly to reveal it toward the climax of the film. I love that most of what we see is not fully explained. If this footage was just happened upon with no real context behind it, not everything would be neatly explained to us, which is why I was honestly so nervous going into the sequel. With sequels, you have no choice but to expand the narrative and shed light into the shadows that the original cast. And that is exactly what they did. House LLC 2 picks up 8 years after the events of the first film, and follows a small group of freelance investigative journalists who aim to find out just what happened on that opening night massacre all those years ago, and why people keep going missing within the walls of the Abaddon Hotel. In my personal opinion, this one didn't live up to its predecessor. This time around, the filmmakers chose to go with a much more disjointed storytelling format that at times made it difficult to focus on what was happening. As you have to with any sequel, this film started to answer questions that were left in the wake of the first film. It progressed the story forward in a manner that worked pretty well for the most part. I really liked that it didn't answer everything. It left a fair amount of territory still unexplained, and left plenty of room for a possible third and hopefully final film. I personally think this series could be a nice, tightly packaged trilogy. I didn't feel very much about the acting this time around. I suppose it improved in some areas. This one didn't have nearly as many well-placed scares, though the ones it did have were well executed. There was a moment in particular I wanted to mention where characters are trapped in a room, and without much warning, the lights get cut off and we suddenly hear a man's voice say, "Sleep sweet." Now, this isn't acknowledged by any of the characters, almost as if they didn't hear it. I wonder if that was placed there for the audience, like it was whispered into the camera's mic, or picked up by the camera mic as EVP. Either way, it was very chilling. Overall, I think these films are a must-see for genre fans, especially those who actively seek out the next great found footage flick. I'm giving House LLC an A-, and House LLC 2 a B-. If you haven't had a chance to check out these films, I would definitely give them a chance. They are both currently available on Shudder. If you've had a chance to see this flick, please feel free to let me know. It's just a quick scroll down there in that comment section below. If you like this video, maybe a little more than you can describe, shoot me a little thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you really enjoy my channel and you want to support it even more, consider checking out ETF on Patreon or Tippy, where every pledge and every tip brings more films to explore. But all jokes and rhymes aside, if you have any suggestions for films that you would like me to check out, or that you would like to see reviewed on this channel, feel free to reach out to me here on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.